What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of the Driveway Podcast. We hope you're well. I'm here with Natalie Harrington, Matt Smith, and Dave Underkoffler, all the way from California. How is Oh, I like the Brady Bunch. For those who can't see, Dave is digitally in our studio, and Matt just gave a little Brady Bunch look.
You guys are in relation to me.
You've got Natalie on your right, Elliot on the right of her.
Yeah,
I'm on your left.
I hope this works when it's all put together, because it's going to be a good visual gag for all those video watchers. We're chatting about all the big news from earlier in September. We're talking about the Munich Auto Show. We're talking about news coming out of Munich, out of the IAA.
It's such a weird
mobility
IAA,
show.
It's always been the IAA. It's weird that it's in Munich, because for decades, it was in Frankfurt. This is the Frankfurt Auto Show.
Yeah.
It was every 2 years.
Does anybody want to give a guess at how to pronounce it in German?
What, IAA?
Nine.
It is the Internationale Automobil Ausstellung.
Automobil.
I feel like
Automobil.
Internationale.
That's Italian.
That didn't sound German to me.
Hey, I can kind of do a Spanish, and that's about it. Anyway,
it's a very international show because each word is in a different language.
Yeah. In English, that is the International Automobile Exhibition, in case anybody was curious. But something I found interesting, it's one of the big 5 auto shows.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what the other 4 are? Can you guess? Geneva's one.
Columbus,
Detroit.
Ohio.
Columbus is not one, believe it or not.
Okay.
But Dave, I heard Detroit. Detroit is another.
Paris.
Is Shanghai on there?
Paris. No Shanghai.
New York.
Los Angeles.
And not Los Angeles, not New York, which was surprising. Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Which is now Japan. They call it the Japan show or something like that. So I found that
No, the
interesting.
Frankfurt show, I'm just going to call it the Frankfurt show.
Yeah,
because it was, I used to go.
The show not in Frankfurt.
Yeah, the Frankfurt show in Munich.
Not in your, it's like heresy that it's in Munich.
It's like the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Yeah,
Exactly. Here's some context. I'm going to call it the Frankfurt show. Because it's every 2 years and it's the German automaker's hometown show, these folks went all out. I think there were buildings that each automaker had built that they only use every 2 years just for that auto show. These are like multi-story. There was one where like there are cars driving on this catwalk, like suspended above you, like driving at speed, not driving slowly, like at speed, like millions of dollars into these displays. And it's also a nightmare because it was like the largest like show by size. So if you're a journalist trying to like get to all the press conferences, I think I walked, I don't know, untold miles. The only reason I survived is, I don't know if anyone knows currywurst. Do you guys know what currywurst is?
I want to hear all about it.
Oh, it's the greatest thing ever. It's
curry best.
It's like a curry sauce on a sausage, I guess, with like French fries. And I think I ate my body weight in it.
I think Dave missed it.
Dave missed it.
The worst is the best. What'd you say? I miss my food. I'm hungry. It's lunchtime here.
I said, is it curry best?
It is the curry best.
And then I gave a rim shot, which you also couldn't hear. But
I love Natalie's been a mom for 20 minutes.
I was just
She's
saying,
got
we're
the
all
mom jokes.
Welcome to parenthood.
Yep.
So Dave, it sounds like you have been to this show. Is that true, or do you just like
twice?
Okay,
Yeah,
twice.
It was delightful. I miss it.
So when you were at the LA Times, right?
Well, I was at Automotive News.
Oh, so you've been all around. So did you used to hit all these big 5 shows every year or every couple years, or what was your?
Yeah, because they were, as long as they were my beats.
Yeah.
So I went to Tokyo Motor Show a few times.
Cool.
That was cool, just because Tokyo's a fantastic city.
Yeah.
Each show has like its own vibe, and Frankfurt was very much, and let's talk about it, because the Germans, much like the big 3 do in Detroit, would save up lots of big news. So you were going there getting some like home run in terms of these are new products coming out, like big stuff.
I've been to the New England Auto Show, and it was great.
Where's my sad trombone? Hang on.
There we go. I did the sad trombone for you. So that's the only one I've been to. Matt,
Really?
I know you've been to New York and LA. Have you been?
I'm surprised you haven't. You've
I
been
joined
doing this for 5 years.
I joined right my first day. You guys were all at the LA Auto Show,
I
and I was
that.
alone
I remember
here
that.
in Boston.
I remember because when you were in the process of being hired,
Yes.
the argument was basically, this is a guy who can come in on day one and do the job. And that's what we need right now. And as if to prove it, we all went out of town and said, hey, welcome to your first day. We need you to do the job. You're the only one here.
It was an illustrious start, and I couldn't be happier to still be here.
Yeah.
6
Now
years
look at
later,
you.
huh? So we are going to start the rundown with BMW. Is that alphabetical? I think it's alphabetical. We're going to start with BMW. They have a lot of a couple things that they're introducing, but the first and biggest thing is the BMW iX3.
Yes.
Is kind of the headline news. Dave, is that you? Are you the BMW guy at this moment?
I can be. I'd love to be.
Let's hear it.
My only question on this is,
I'll take your BMWs.
How do you print? So it's the iX3, and it's built on a new platform. It has a new design language that is extending to the BMW range. This is kind of like their rebranding, if you will. But I have no idea if I'm saying it right.
I have an idea, but I want to hear how you say it, and then I'll tell you how I say it.
Dave, do you know for sure how to say it? Does anyone
Not
know
at all.
for sure? Okay.
I have like an educated guess, but not conclusively.
Ich glaube, Neue Klasse. I took German in college.
Neue
I think
Klasse.
it's Neue Klasse.
I thought it was Neue, and I
hang
thought
on.
it was class. I didn't think there was an
Natalie-
but I like that.
Natalie, how many
sounds
languages do you speak?
I've
You're fluent in
studied-
French, right?
No, I'm like
Oh, I thought you were.
level B2.
Married into French.
Yes, I can get by in French. German, Spanish, Russian. They're
Nice.
things I took in college.
Russian.
My gosh.
Well, hey,
That's
I
amazing.
don't remember any of
Ich spreche
it.
nur ein bisschen Deutsch.
The only thing I remember how to say is I speak Russian, which is Ja Panamayo Ruski Zik.
Which feels a bit disingenuous.
Ruskies.
Yeah.
The one thing I know how to say is a lie.
Yep.
So it's spelled Neue, which you say
Neue.
is Neue.
Neue.
And then
New.
Klasse, which you say is
Neue.
Klasse.
and I have a,
You got to do a throat thing. It's like Neue Klasse.
Klasse.
because I'm
How
prepared.
much closer to the mic should I get when I do that?
Because I'm prepared, I have a quote. I have quotes and stuff this episode. The Neue Klasse is our biggest future project and marks a huge leap in terms of technologies, driving experience, and design.
And it's going to...
No, this is a big deal.
It's a
This
big
is
deal.
impact every single BMW moving forward.
Every single one. In a
Until the
total of
next.
40 new models between now and 2027.
But they always say that. But
Yeah,
it's
well-
not like
No,
we're not
but
going
this
to
is
get
true.
like a...
This is...
Hey,
Right,
I got
but-
quotes. I don't know.
We're not going to get 40 new names. This will be like 40.
No, that's like 40
updates
derivatives
to
and-
40 models. So I keep looking at it and I keep hearing it in my head as new class.
Yeah, I think-
as if like
Yeah.
that's is that what it means?
In my head, that's what it means.
That's what it
I've been
means.
thinking of it as.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't read too much. Yeah.
Let's
I
not let
it
the
is
person who speaks German correct us.
I wouldn't say speaks German. Took German.
Understands
Studied
German.
Has
German.
more experience with German than any of us.
Studied German, has a guess at the pronunciation.
But this is a big deal, no matter what you call it.
Yeah.
So this is like they're throwing out, like Matt said, the entire design language of BMW, which has been kind of going down a weird path recently.
Polarized.
It's starting
Yeah, a bit
over.
polarizing in the
Yeah.
last couple
It's
of years.
polarizing. So they're throwing this out. So the iX3, which is weird to me because they just came out with the new X3, and that's the previous design language. So you're going to have at the same time the iX3 and the X3 coexist. But anyway, the iX3 all electric, completely new all electric platform underneath. So pretty cutting edge tech for the US relative to what else we have. So they're saying up to 400 miles of range, 463 horsepower, 10% to 80% DC fast charging in 21 minutes. And it will
That's
not be
fast.
cheap. It's going to start at under 55, but if you want that actual 400 miles of range, it's like 60 plus.
Not cheap, but I feel like
Not cheap.
I don't think people look at $40,000 to $45,000 for a compact EV crossover as like startlingly expensive anymore. I mean, the average
Yeah, but this is
transaction
60
price on a car
plus.
is like 50. And to
Yeah.
put a BMW badge on it, to give it those specs, to have it look like this, it's very cutting edge. I think
Right.
60, maybe it won't, undercut all the competition, but it doesn't feel dramatically overpriced to me.
Yeah. And quick, I don't want to say this is a correction, but I want to verify that we're both seeing the same thing. I see that its range will be between 420 and 500.
Oh.
So it seems like
Careful.
What?
Which testing cycle is that using?
Yeah, that might
EPA
be-
or the European one?
WLTP.
I'm not sure, but it says
Okay.
a range of up to 805 kilometers or 500 miles and a peak charging rate of 400 kilowatts.
There are two different two different testing standards. The
Okay.
EPA has theirs, and then there's the WLTP.
Okay.
In Europe. The European one is less stringent.
Okay.
So any vehicle tested on that always gets more mileage and range for EVs than it does on the EPA. I'm on BMW's US website.
Gotcha. And it does say
showing-
here
and it says
WLTP. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
See how
hey, we just learned something.
It's
We
not
learned
just
something
about
today.
writing down the
That was a good
quotes.
thing to.
You know?
That was a good thing to cover, though. I think.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know.
Always
Not
go by
everyone
the
knows
EPA
that.
because it's more accurate. So this is saying up to 400 miles for our
Okay. Perfect.
our market.
That's a big
But
variance.
this is a big deal.
If it's
Yeah.
100 miles
inside,
difference.
It's like,
wow.
yeah,
That's,
this is
you know,
this
it's
is
like
a total
dollars
redesign.
and pounds. You're always surprised when the bill comes in pounds. You're like, how many dollars?
As somebody who's about to go to England and Europe,
Yeah,
the,
get
the-
ready.
The conversion is not helpful
Buckle
to
up.
me, to us.
Go to Canada.
I know.
It's free money in Canada. It's amazing.
Not the only thing the BMW showed off either. We
Yes,
have a lot
yes.
less detail on this next car.
But this is the cool one. So in addition to the iX3, which is their crossover all electric,
The one that
they
people
also
will buy.
showed. They what?
The one that people will buy.
Yes.
Yeah.
They also showed in camouflage, but in like production ready camouflage, the next i3. Now the i3 is going to be in this same vein of Neue Klasse, all electric. It basically looks just like the iX3, but in a car platform. However, this is also what the new BMW 3 Series is going to look like. They're going to be identical. BMW has done, I think, a decent job of having their electric vehicles, especially their electric cars, and their gas-powered cars look the same. Because I think these days, no one wants to go down the Mercedes route. We'll get to Mercedes in a minute, where they had all these awful EQ, weird ovoid-shaped vehicles that were not
Aerodynamic,
successful.
but
Suppositories.
So,
Thank you.
That's
a great image.
not me.
Mercedes
but,
branded suppositories.
It looks like something you covered in peanut butter and shoved down your dog's throat.
Yeah.
When it was sick. Yeah, that's what the Mercedes looked like. But basically, this is what the new BMW 3 Series is going to look like. Iconic car. That's kind of cool.
Ultimate driving machine.
Hey, has anyone on this chat ever owned a BMW 3 Series?
As a matter of fact,
Hey, look at that cohesion in
I
hosts.
actually
Look at that.
have. Yes.
Natalie, tell us.
Yeah.
As the resident owner. previous owner.
I no longer have it, but I did have an E90 3 Series. It was 328 Xi, so not anything, super high end or super exciting or anything. But I did love it and felt lucky to have it. And I've
Why'd you love
always. What's that?
Why'd you love it? Tell us, sell it to us.
Well, so it was a 2008, and still
Good
had
year.
a ton of really cool features for being that old. Like, gosh, I'm trying to remember. I loved things like the keys, the programming with the key fob, so I could get in with one key and it would change my seating position and the mirrors and everything.
That's
and then,
good for 08.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. And then my husband could
Yeah.
get in with the other key and it would change to his settings. Like it was paired with the memory, which, again, just really good for 08, not revolutionary now. It had a lot of cool features, and frankly, I was just really kind of proud of the badge. Like I
Yeah.
felt like
You're like, I have a
made it.
BMW.
Yeah, I'm driving a BMW.
That's cool.
I did
and
not.
those
Go ahead.
that was still like that generation was such a great generation just for like the honesty of driving them. They
Yeah.
were still like they hadn't lost their way. Like there was still a good field for the road, and it was sort of what made the 3 Series such an icon.
When
Yeah,
they
still had
looked
it back
really
then.
good.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's before they got polarizing.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
so.
it was like Bengal's style, but not like full Bengal. Chris Bengal was the designer at BMW who like first came out with the 7 Series that was really weird. It had that butt, the Bengal butt. But it like by the time they made it to the 3 Series, it had like toned down. It was a good style.
Yeah, it had like normal kidney grill and stuff,
I feel like the profile view of it is just really good.
Yeah.
Really balanced.
Yep. You do see it all the time. I would always kind of be like, hey, someone stole my car. Look at that. There goes another silver one.
I had a 2011 Outback when I lived in Charlestown, and I bought
Remember
it.
that car.
I bought it. There was a Red Sox sticker on the back, and I was like, I gotta take the sticker off. No, I love the Red Sox. But I didn't really want a sticker on
You're
my,
not a
my
sticker
car.
kind of guy.
But after like a week of living there, I was like, I need to keep the sticker on because I can't identify my car otherwise.
Yeah. Yep.
Fun little
definitely
fact: that generation, the E90, the M3, that was the only V8 naturally aspirated
that
V8.
is a fun fact.
That was a cool. I've driven one of those. That's a cool car.
Was yours the V8?
Yeah. No, i6 inline 6 is like
Still
classic.
pretty great.
But such,
Yeah.
but such a
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
like
judgmental
such a
tone
great
was
engine.
joking. I promise.
Yeah, great
That's
engine.
Yeah, the BMW i6s of that era still are like that's the benchmark, man.
Yep.
Well,
Not turbocharged, right? Yours is naturally aspirated.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, that's such a
I
good
think
era of.
The 335 was twin turbo, I think.
Yes. Yes.
328 was not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a new. So now we have a pretty good look of what the next gen is going to look like. That's probably going to be out. I don't know, next couple of months. They'll probably show. production version.
I'm
Yeah, we'll
really
definitely see
interested
more
to
of
see
it.
what they're doing with the kidneys now, because that has been the big thing that everyone.
Well, look
was
at
really
the
upset with.
iX3.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
the X3 has
so
the kind of
they
thinner
toned it
vertical
down.
ones.
Yeah.
very skinny vertical, like the really old 328s.
I was
from
going to say
like
this is your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So they redesigned the front end of these BMWs, and everyone lost their minds
Yeah.
because BMW put these like gopher teeth on the front of their cars, and Natalie was the only person I knew who was like, well, actually.
They're returning to
the
heritage.
original BMWs had vertical grills. So I am excited to see the vertical slats, the kidneys back. But they got to be small, right? Like make
Well,
us
they are.
think
I mean,
more.
look at the iX3.
Yeah, make
There's
us
not
think
a lot of
more of
space
the
for 'em.
Yeah.
like the 2002. Don't make me think like frankly the 328 that you're referring to, the
Yeah.
like 1930
Yep.
the 328.
And 36.
Those are like comically tall.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I mean, not for the time, but yes, 100%. But here, I mean, the way the headlights appear to be kind of spanning across the top, there's just not going to be that much space for them, right?
Well, I'm excited to see it. Maybe they'll let us drive one.
Yeah, that'd be
Who
great.
knows? You never know.
They sure will.
That'll be
They know what's
fantastic.
good
Something
for
that
'em.
we're probably not going to drive, which is the next thing, is Ferrari. Well, I don't think
But
we've ever
we can
tested a
dream.
Ferrari.
We can
Although
hope.
Natalie now has tested
Yeah,
a
have you
McLaren,
guys-
so
Has CarGurus ever done one? I did. I used to.
not to my knowledge.
No, the closest we've gotten, Cliff, one of our
Yeah.
contributors, he had a maybe a 488, I think, on loan. It was blue,
Okay.
beautiful, and he brought it to the CarGurus office because he was meeting us. It was our old video producer's last day. We were going out for like send-off drinks, and Cliff drove up in this Ferrari from Connecticut. And I was
What a cool move.
I was just like, there is something about a Ferrari where, I mean, like Lamborghinis are expensive, Rolls Royce are expensive, 911 is expensive.
Even more so now.
Even we'll get to that.
Where are you going with this?
But a Ferrari is expensive and it feels special still. I feel like when I see one, I'm like, ooh, this isn't a Lamborghini. This is something more special.
I hear that. I think often when I see Lamborghinis, I think they're a little on the
Shouty?
vulgar side.
Vulgar.
And I'm
What a good word.
Appropriate.
I agree. Well, here's the deal. Anyone can walk into a McLaren dealership and buy a McLaren. Anyone can walk into a Lamborghini dealership and buy a Lamborghini. Not everyone can walk into a Ferrari dealership. and buy a
The word anyone might be.
I beg to differ.
now that I know that, I'll do it tomorrow.
Lamborghini will happily take anyone's money.
Yeah.
Ferrari,
Yes.
there's an element of
There's a whole process
exclusivity.
where you have to have owned pre-owned Ferraris. Usually, you have to finance them also through Ferrari.
Really?
Oh, I did not know that.
You have to. They're very selective.
So
in
you
who
have to
they
have, like,
sell
a purchase
new Ferrari
history.
too.
It's like a Rolex.
It's like buying a Rolex,
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They will
Interesting.
not even if you have the money. It is not a matter of money to them.
Yeah.
It is.
It's something
Or like
more.
the
you
country
have
club.
proven that you will be a good Ferrari owner, and you have previously owned other ones. And so it's genius. You make a lot of money on financing, and it keeps the resale value and the secondary market of Ferraris super high.
Yeah.
Because you have all these people who are like, well, I got to buy one if I ever want a new one.
That's right.
Kind of
Yeah.
genius.
It's all very Gilded Age.
Curious what constitutes a good Ferrari owner in Ferrari's perspective.
I imagine they don't like people flipping them,
Yeah,
You know,
that's
ideally.
probably true.
literally or for cash. But
Ferrari wants to flip them.
this new one,
Yeah. So tell us about
this is like the top of the
849 Testarossa.
Yeah,
Tell
so
us.
I'm curious if anyone knows how it was taken when the Testarossa name from the 50s was reused in the 80s and 90s, but they, made it one word instead of two, and all of a sudden, I don't know how that was received at the time.
I am currently
I was
out
gonna
of
say,
my
do you
element.
know?
So
Yeah.
I really
tell
want to
me.
know how that was received at the time, because I think this is going to be.
Yeah.
I don't think this is
there was
gonna
a
go over
classic-
great.
Classic Ferrari back in the day
Yeah.
called Testarossa, two different words.
Red head.
And then
Yes.
in the 80s,
Oh, interesting.
they
Yeah,
came out
red cylinder
with the,
head.
sort of the
Italian
iconic
too.
80s model with those like air scoops built into the side. They brought back the Testarossa name. That's a
Yep.
great question, Natalie. Were people mad at that time? I
Yeah.
feel like people didn't get mad as much about stuff back then. I feel like today we get mad
Maybe
about
that's
everything.
true. I do wonder. But they went from two words to one too. So now do we have to do there's a zero for the O to distinguish this Testarossa from the previous one?
There's not actually though.
no,
right?
but
Okay.
that would be cool, wouldn't it?
I mean,
would love that.
I think you just said you got to put it on a new show. The Testarossa from the 80s and 90s, that's just Miami Vice.
Miami Vice.
No?
That's what it was. I kept
Yeah.
being like, Magnum
And
PI, that's not that Ferrari.
And a white
Which
one.
was
No,
it?
that was
So this one, they need to
308,
put this
wasn't
one
it?
on like the pit or something.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No Wiley showing up in his Ferrari Testarossa.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah.
Righteous
you know what they need to put
gemstones.
this on? Did you guys watch The Industry on
Oh,
HBO?
yeah.
No.
Love that show.
Someone in that show would drive
don't
this,
even
or
know what that
Succession,
is.
but that show's over. This is definitely, The Industry's great.
Yeah, I think it's just
Testarossa.
industry,
Yeah.
but it's not a TV podcast.
It's
The
a show
Facebook,
about
yeah.
sexy 20-somethings entering the finance industry and all the hijinks that ensue.
That
Yeah.
does
A lot of
make
drugs.
It's
sense.
very realistic.
Not that we
It's heavy
condone.
into like jargon, and it's actually there's times I'm like I pause it and like Google. I have no idea what this because they're speaking all this like they don't bother to explain to you. It makes it very real. Let's go back to the Testarossa.
Yeah.
Well, you'll need to have a job like that to buy one because this is
Exactly.
showing they're going to cost between $540 and $586,000.
Yeah.
It's a hybrid, which is
There you go.
not novel anymore. We've seen
No.
It's a hybrid
we've seen
V8.
we've seen performance hybrids from these hypercar makers
Yeah.
for probably close to a decade now. What do you guys think about the looks?
I mean, it's vulgar.
Yeah.
Is what I think. It's
looks like
rude.
a little
It's vulgar.
Lambo-ish
It's
to me.
inappropriate.
I wouldn't go vulgar. It's
It feels more
Out there.
purpose built to me than like a typical Lamborghini. Lamborghinis feel like they're wildly styled for the sake of styling, and this feels like it's wildly styled.
But you feel like there's
But
a purpose for it.
But like some engineer has a reason for a lot of this. You've got huge air intakes at the front
I just
and
don't
on the
know-
sides there. That long
right now.
tail.
Ferrari, multiple Ferraris have that bar, the like stylized bar going across the front. How do you guys feel about that? That's reminiscent of what the Daytona, right?
Yeah, that's a heritage piece.
A heritage,
Yeah.
but like I don't know. I don't mind it.
I don't hate it.
It's the Anthony Davis.
The thing is, it's
Some of our listeners
you
will
guys-
get that.
to drive a Ferrari, and this is sort of a big blanket statement, but I'll stand behind it. I mean, they're transcendent. They're
yeah.
the,
So
the
what's
greatest
what's
driving
it like
experience
to,
I've ever had was a 458 Special, and it was like, this is insane. This
and
is
when
the
you
greatest
have a car like
experience
that
of my
on
life.
loan, you don't just drive in regular streets, right? Or was this like a track event? Like, how did you? I've
I have
never
never
even
tracked a-
seen a Ferrari, so
I've never tracked. Well,
That can't
first
be
of all,
true.
we live in LA.
I'm sure I've seen. It.
You've been on Newberry
Never tracked a
Street.
Ferrari,
That's true.
but took one out way out into. If someone knows, there's a route. Ojai is a town north
sure.
of Santa
Ojai.
Barbara. There is a Ojai. There is a road that sort of runs through Ojai and then out into the mountains. That there's no people living out there. There's no cops. It's just this incredible road. I took the Ferrari out there, and I'm like, this is why people spend. I mean, for this car,
$500,000.
$600,000. You're like, yeah.
I mean, my favorite, there was a Ferrari a while ago. It's just letters in the name, starts with an F and ends in a K, I think, and a pretty cheeky name that I'm not going to say on our
Oh,
podcast.
gotcha.
But I don't even think you could take them home. You would talk about exclusive. You would buy the car for like $1 million, and then Ferrari would keep it for you.
Really?
Yeah.
They've
Oh,
done
these
that
are
with a
track
few.
only? The
Yeah,
FXX?
track only cars.
Yeah.
The FXXK.
I always want to know about those. It's like buying someone a star, right? Like, how do you know that they haven't sold that same one to someone else?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm sure Ferrari
Oh,
wouldn't do
if I
that.
had the money, I would
but-
absolutely do that. You have it. You
yeah.
have your own factory techs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Folks
But
working
then,
on your car, you show up and here's like the greatest car ever, and it's ready to go. You're not stressed about.
yeah, but what do you do when you
optimizing
see
its
like
You
a
don't have the
blonde
trailer
hair
right
on
there
the seat,
yourself.
you know? You're like, who's been driving this?
Oh, it's a blonde hair. I'm like,
You
with that.
know that there's like some Ferrari driver who's out there in Maranello who's just driving other people's cars. He's like, yeah, they have to leave them here. So
And you got to keep them like primed,
Ferris
yeah.
Bueller's Day
right?
Off.
they
Yeah,
don't
they-
like to sit.
they just send like a very brief email that's saying like, we did to avoid flat spots on the tires. We took
Yeah.
your car for a few warm up laps.
It's
You're
like
welcome.
your cat sitter reporting back. Like, they're doing great today.
This is almost certainly the longest we've ever dedicated to Ferrari on
Yeah.
our podcast. Is there a more cost-effective solution down the
yeah,
road?
one
here?
that like our viewers might actually own and drive themselves.
Also making news, very
Mm-hmm.
fun. The 2026 Lexus IS Sedan, this is from their press release, gets a glow up with a refreshed and a refined
That-
look
they said that in
inside
the
and
press release?
out.
They said it.
They did.
Yes, they did.
It's right on there from
glow up.
Plano,
My dad
Texas, a
using
glow
that.
up.
I've always thought that the IS was a very good-looking
Yeah.
car. Well, at least like for the last 20 years, it's been a very good-looking car. This one adds in that like large lower grille front end design language that we see, frankly, like more on Toyotas now as well.
Yeah, this is Camry.
Yeah,
this is giving Camry vibes.
I don't think it's bad looking, but I do feel like it kind of terminates quite abruptly on that front end.
Is it that different from the 25 though? I'm just looking at the 25 again.
Well, there's new screen inside. So the interior has been sort of not completely, pretty thoroughly updated. And to me, that's like helping its selling point.
Yeah.
I mean, this car, they haven't changed this generation in like 10 plus years, right?
Yeah.
Like this version of IS has been, so they're just kind of keeping it trotting along.
Yeah.
Like no one's really buying cars like this. Like some people are, but
Exactly.
like there's not a lot of volume. So why would they come out with a totally new one?
True.
They're getting by.
They're just putting it in the microwave and seeing if you'll still eat it. The
Exactly.
The most recent noteworthy update to the IS was the inclusion of the V8 for the IS 500 F Sport. And that's not here anymore.
That's gone.
Which does make
See
me
ya.
wonder, like, is that because are they sunsetting the LC as well? Are they just getting rid of that V8, that naturally aspirated V8? And this,
I mean, probably that's the way the market is going these days. If you're trying to hit fuel
Such
economy,
a shame.
or do you think it's indicative of like, well, we're scaling back the trim lineup, and eventually the IS will just cease to exist?
I mean, it's only 2 trims this year.
Only 2 trims. What is
Yeah.
it? 350 and 350 F Sport.
The 350 F Sport Design and F Sport.
Oh goodness.
So that's it. They're both F Sport.
there's
so
just not a market. There's not demand for these, and generally, if there is, people gravitate more towards a BMW 3 Series, like we just spoke about, a C Class. Like,
This is
so
more
they're doing
affordable,
enough to
though,
keep
right?
it. If you've got like a
Little
lease,
bit.
you know, maybe you flip a previous IS into this. Like, they're doing enough, but I think the days of Lexus V8s, I think those are.
Which is a shame.
yeah. So
feel
this
like-
says
I mean, even their biggest vehicles are turbo 6.
Right.
Like I'm driving right now the LX 700H, which is $115,000, and it's nice, but it's not. That thing's surprisingly small inside. By the way,
Yeah.
like for a huge vehicle, there is not a lot of room, and there's a third row, which is ridiculous. Anyway,
Doesn't
my
it
point
also
is,
get terrible
it has a
fuel
hybrid.
economy?
Yeah, I'm getting 14 miles per gallon. It's like, just put the V8 back in.
That's
Just
right.
put
The V8 back in.
Give me the V8. None of this hybrid stuff. But anyway, yeah, even if their biggest vehicles don't have V8s, yeah, the IS and the LC, see ya. Sorry.
Well, that's that. If you have a
The
Lexus IS on lease right now and it's ending in the new year, you're looking for a new one. They have one.
yeah, it'll
By
go
the way,
go on sale early 26.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the point of the Lexus LC, that's Lexus's sleek coupe. That's like $100,000 coupe and convertible.
Yeah.
If people ever ask right now, like what car we've done this episode before, future classics.
Yes.
That
Yes.
LC is a future classic. That is a
Yes.
naturally aspirated V8. I think the convertible is sublime. I've driven that here in LA, took it up Angeles Crest. It is underappreciated right now for its time. That is a car that I think is going to age well and is going to be worth quite a bit more than you can get them for right now.
And look what happened with the LFA, right? Like they were
The
underappreciated.
LFA, you
and-
couldn't give those things away, and now they are, because I've driven one of those on a track. That's the fastest I've ever driven. We hit 200 miles an hour.
Wow.
In that.
And you're
Yeah,
still here.
Terrifying. I'm still here. Well, you had a driver next to me,
Safety.
otherwise I would have been dead. But it's a good point, Natalie. Yes, both those cars, the LC, go buy one now. It's the cheapest they'll ever be, and they're wonderful to drive and own.
Dave, you mentioned you drove an LC on Angel's Crest. I drove an LC 500 convertible at this year's NEMPA Ragtop Ramble. And the top was down. We were driving on I-95 North, so not quite as picturesque as Angel's Crest, but it started raining, so I had to pull off and put the top back on.
And
So I got like 20 minutes of convertible time.
was it the hybrid?
I don't remember.
I drove the
Do
hybrid.
they make the hybrid in a
it's not
convertible?
It did. I don't think it
ran a
was.
couple
It
years
felt
ago.
it felt pretty
It is
pretty beefy.
It's
It's
I mean,
delightful.
depending on where you are and how many miles and the year,
Yeah.
it'll vary. But you can get these LCs like an early model year. I think they came out in 2018, right around there. A 2018 with 45,000 miles on it, currently listed for $61,000.
Oh my god!
Wait, a coupe
And
or a
like
convertible?
for a coupe.
So you can get a new iX3, or you can get that.
Exactly. Would you rather drive a brand new BMW electric compact crossover with polarizing looks, or what I think is probably the best looking coupe produced in the last 15 years?
And almost
I think
there
I
you
know
can
continue
appreciate.
where
it will
you're
continue
choosing
to age
based on
well.
that.
Yeah, that's it's on my bucket list. I'd love to own one day because I think they're going to continue to get cheaper. and then they're going to rebound and people are going to rediscover them.
See, I'm just hoping to drive them. I have no illusions of owning. That's okay.
Oh, and they have a back seat.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I put my niece
technically
in her car seat in the back seat of a convertible one once. My brother was in the
what a
front
cool uncle you
passenger
are.
seat, and his head was
Uncle
basically
Matt.
touching the windshield.
Yeah.
So not a ton of space in that back seat. But Dave, I think you could get the kids out of their booster seats, and
there you go.
You can
And
make the
for
case.
insurance purposes, that car is then cheaper to insure because it has rear seats.
That's right. That's right.
There you go.
Perfect.
Fun fact. All right.
Perfect.
What's
All right.
next on this list?
We are moving on to the Mercedes-Benz block.
Yeah.
We have two pieces of news from Mercedes-Benz. Any preference on which we start first? We're talking GLC Electric and their new charging.
Let's start with the ugly one.
Okay.
Start with the now, which one would that be, Dave?
Hey.
Yeah. So, Dave, tell us about what you think about
genuinely
the
don't know.
I think he's talking about the electric GLC.
I'm talking about both. The electric GLC. Okay, so the GLC is Mercedes not long-standing. It's their smaller compact crossover. They came out with an all-new version at this auto show, whatever you want to call the auto show. They're calling it the GLC Electric. It's a wonky name. This is going to replace, what was the EQ?
Yeah, so are they done with EQE or with EQ technology?
This is smaller. This would be, the EQE would be one step up in size. This is the GLC is like the C-class compact.
They're referring to it as the
universe.
Mercedes-Benz GLC with EQ technology.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Which is
Moving away
which is
from
a
that.
much more understandable name than
Yeah.
GLC Electric.
Right. So this is much like BMW's iX3 is like this sort of whole new paradigm shift, all new electric platform. This may not look as different, but this is also a brand new fully electric platform that Mercedes is going to use on other vehicles. The problem with this one is it does not look good. I actually credit to Edmunds, our good friends at Edmunds. They are competitors, but we know them. Many of the folks who work there. Great social media follow. Their social media was like Mercedes, something along the lines of Mercedes came out with a new GLC with EQ technology, and it's ugly. Like that was the headline.
Well,
something along those lines. I was like, it's
Cutting
bad
right to
when
the chase.
media is calling it out in the headlines if that's what the vehicle looks like.
In one of their press releases on it, they did a press release on the exterior, on the interior. You can't just push it all into one press release for us. But they say the heritage portfolio features many memorable and much loved examples, including on the legendary Mercedes-Benz 600 Pullman, which was ugly, the Stritch 8, which was ugly, the S-Class W108, which I think was ugly. It's like they're very proud of this chrome grille that they've put out front.
This is I'm looking at a picture right now of this GLC with EQ. It's not.
Yeah, I'm
not
normally
great,
really I'm susceptible to the new thing. I like when things look techie or electric or cool.
Elliot liked the Cybertruck.
Initially I appreciated that they were doing something new. That was my take.
Okay,
then
that
now.
I agree with.
And it was
that I
close to
agree
the
with.
concept, right?
And it was supposed to be under 40 grand.
And
that was
All true.
That
all
too.
true.
it was a different era. But this grill,
This is a lot, man.
it's pretty wild and crazy, and I don't know if it's in a good way.
Legacy.
I think what's jarring is that Mercedes right now, their current portfolio of almost not everything, but many of the cars right now that you see at a Mercedes dealership are, I think, subjectively, very nicely done. They are classy. They have great lines, great proportions, and this just goes and throws all of your goodwill right now out the window with this massive grille. Yeah, it's unbecoming of Mercedes.
Legacy, heritage, these are critically important things in the auto industry. We lean on, not we, I don't build cars personally. It's not a hobby of mine, but automakers will say, like, we're bringing back the RSX. We brought back the Integra. We're bringing back the Prelude. We're bringing back all this heritage and legacy. And sometimes I'm like, guys, like, not everything in the 60s looked good. We don't need a big, massive.
Yeah, there's a reason,
grill, right? Cadillac doesn't
away
make
from it.
big, long tail shark fin
They should.
sedans anymore. You
should.
think they should?
Yeah, they won't, but they should.
So
cowards.
BMW is going with Neue Klasse. This is Mercedes is calling it Sensual Purity, their new design language. Does this feel?
Come on, this is a family show.
Hey, I'm reading quotes here. Okay,
Purity.
I'm
that
reading
sounds like
quotes.
something Genesis would say to me.
It does. It does.
Sensual purity. I feel like wars have been fought in the Middle Ages over people's sensual purity. My gosh.
What
You
a
were at
pool.
the gates with your with your army.
The underlying truth here, though, is that this should be, and Mercedes is certainly hoping it is, a pretty momentous car for them too. Like they have these EQ ones, the EQS, the EQS SUV. That's not confusing. The EQB, which wasn't called the EQB SUV, but is an SUV. The EQE.
Just a word salad.
We talked about this before. They all look, and none of them sell well. So this is kind of their approach. They did this with the G-Class. There's the G-Class with EQ technology.
Yeah.
They've now done with the GLC, which is kind of the volume seller.
Walking it back a little.
Yeah, walking it back.
They are. Yeah.
So,
which is good. They needed to.
From the hyper aero focus.
By the way, I'm just reading through the press release of this GLC with EQ technology. I love this line. There's an optional vegan package. Now, they're not the first to offer vegan leather. I think Tesla's done that for a long time. But this extravagant suite of interior materials is certified by the Vegan Society.
Hey.
Proper noun. First of all, I love meat.
Thanks for the
I love that there's
clarification.
a vegan society that then Mercedes calls up and is like, hey, how we doing?
Do you like it?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you approve?
Certified. Check. To me, that's like, do buyers, I understand not wanting to use leather, but to go so far as to get it certified is just kind of goofy.
You know, they're going the extra mile.
What's
you know?
We're going to
society
get comments from
could we-
vegans, I
could
know.
we start?
Vegans,
Yeah.
weigh in.
Yeah.
We love you, but come on.
All right. So the GLC, the electric GLC, we're a little torn on the looks.
Yeah, I actually don't.
But it's good to
hate
have it.
I
Oh.
don't know.
Dissenting opinion.
Yeah. give the opposing
Natalie,
view.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The floor is yours.
I was about to
don't-
move on, but I want to hear.
Sorry, I just got.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
I don't hate it, especially for who I think the target audience is. Who I
Which is who?
is that?
imagine driving this, like wealthy suburban moms.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
Oh.
It's a mom car.
She's
as
not
a
wrong.
non-wealthy, non-suburban mom.
No, you famously want to drive your kid around in a Volvo S60.
True, I love a sedan. I would not.
Yeah,
drive
I mean, that's
this,
his mom. That's as wealthy mom suburban as you get. the
Yeah,
Volvo. But anyway.
yeah. If you, but
We'll let
yeah,
it slide.
if you like.
That says that's the au pair drives the bigger car. Yeah. That's what that says.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause she needs more room, right?
Right,
Like I don't trust
exactly,
her with
yeah.
my kid, but my driving skills. Yeah, I don't hate it, and I think it's a step in the right direction from the EQ stuff. So,
Oh, for sure.
And I don't think the target audience is going to hate this grill. I gather that a lot of us don't like it, but if
I
you
don't
look
love
at,
the
like,
grill, but
Think about like Hyundai Palisade
Yeah,
and stuff. You
yeah,
know,
that's
I mean,
true.
not
but
that.
the rear of the car also looks kind of weird. Like
I
it
do want to
just
say
doesn't
too,
look
like I don't think design
becoming.
cues should be flowing in that direction. Like Hyundai should be knocking off Mercedes, not the other way around, as it used to be. Like Mercedes should be the
yeah, this has
the
a lot
leader,
of ionic feel
but
to it.
It looked to me the rear of this car looks like a Mazda. Now,
I can see more
nothing
alpha.
against Mazdas, but when you're spending $55,000 to $60,000, no offense, on your Mercedes, you don't want it to look like a Mazda.
Well,
Don't
but
hate
the thing
me.
about
I'm just
Mazda
saying
is it looks
I
better
don't
than
agree,
its
but-
class, really. Like
Yeah.
Mazda's punching up and has been for a long time.
But
I think.
look at the rear of the GLC though. Like that's
Why can't
not
I
what
find
you
a
want a
picture of the
$60,000 Mercedes
Thank
to
you.
look like.
Oh, the tail
does
lights.
look very
They
Mazda-ish.
are very Mazda-ish.
Yeah, like the cutoff circle.
So again, like Mercedes super luxury should be blazing the trail, not following.
They've just
on
lost
these
the
things.
refinement and the grace that I think they have right now.
That's
and
fair.
That's a loss to me.
I will say though, we kind of glossed over because I guess I haven't brought it up. The interior of this thing looks
That screen.
incredible.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool. The
This
screen
is-
goes all the way across the dashboard. That's
Do
pretty
you have a
cool.
dissenting
This
opinion?
but this is coming from someone who has said Mercedes interiors are for little boys.
It's 100%. This is for little boys with an Xbox.
I have said that.
And ADHD. Yeah.
Elliot has peered inside a Mercedes press car and said, "My 3-year-old would love this," and walked
But
away.
that's mainly, and I stand by that. It's for all the LED lighting they have
Yeah,
everywhere
And
in the
he's
wild.
4 now.
He's now 4. But
This
screen,
is a true story. This is how my now 6-year-old learned her colors. Is I had a Mercedes press car that had the dim,
What a
the
formative
tunable
childhood.
lights, and we would go in and I would choose a color for the interior,
Yeah.
and then she would say it. And she was like 18 months
Yeah.
or 2 years. I don't know. And that's how as like a core memory as a father.
Yeah.
We sat there in the driveway, and she was just. It was one of these Mercedes that has screens everywhere.
Yeah.
And that was just a great moment. So yes, I know what you mean, Elliot. Of like, yeah, this is your
It's
3-year-old would love this.
I mean, it looks like their styling cues come from Miami South Beach, and
I
that's
think there
wild.
is a color theme named
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
in the
So my thoughts
US.
aren't original, but the interior of this with this, it's one. I like this. It's one screen. It's not two screens that are in the same housing.
True.
I believe this is one. It's a continuous
it's one
39-inch
continuous-
screen.
That's
incredible.
That's a pretty cool.
It's incredible looking.
Maybe
Do we
it's
need
a gimmick,
it?
but it looks great.
No.
It's very.
I also
cool,
love
though.
that they're showing pictures. So this
Need
because
is-
it's all electric.
That's wow factor.
It has
Yeah.
it has a frunk. Matt, I don't know if you have it there. Can you show Natalie and Elliot? There's a picture in the media press site of the frunk open, full of oranges.
Oh, so they're
I don't
evoking
have
a.
that available right now,
Wait.
but I'm
Well,
gonna
they
find
got-
it.
Is that a demand
Oh, I
for
found it.
Mercedes owners? Like, I must fill my frunk with, I don't know, 300 oranges?
Dave, that is a demand from the Vegan Society.
I mean,
They require.
That's what the seats are made out of, is orange skins.
I love that.
guaranteed not to get scurvy.
Instead of
So
cubic
random.
feet, it's
Yeah.
how many oranges can you fit?
And Subaru did the cans of beans
Yeah.
on that one trip we went on with the Forester.
Okay.
All right, so that's enough on the GLC. I want to move on to the next Mercedes piece of news, which
Yeah.
the car that they're introing it, that's fine, but
This is huge news.
the news underneath it, as we put it in the back end of the episode, Mercedes AMG GT XX concept achieves megawatt charging.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I have one big takeaway here.
Yeah, tell us.
We are not anywhere close.
Of course not. This is a
No, we're not.
We are
I
not
agree.
anywhere close to time
But it shows
travel.
where we're headed,
to
which I think is
time
cool.
travel. If I can get the punchline in.
Sorry.
You know how many megawatts? So this was a 1,000 kilowatt cable, basically. Or it could charge this AMG GTX concept at 1,000 kilowatts. So like typically the best you see now is around like 300. Well, 1,000 is a lot more than
Yeah.
that. 1,000 megawatts is 1 gigawatt.
if you don't do the impression, I don't want to hear it.
Or
Yeah,
as some
hurry up.
of us like to call it,
there.
a gigawatt. In order to travel through time, you need 1.21 gigawatts.
There we go. Love it.
We're not even close.
We're not
we
even
need
close.
to do this 1,000 times.
Or harness the power of lightning.
That's true.
Or a steam train.
Or a steam train. The steam train thing is like, well, now they're never coming back
Yeah.
from 1885. Like, I don't think they did a good enough job
Oh,
of
man.
clarifying just how much power 1.21 gigawatts is.
Well, let's talk about it. So let's take 1 gigawatt and let's divide it by 100.
1,000.
And there we have. Oh, really?
1,000.
Okay. So a megawatt is 100 kilowatts, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And,
And,
this
then it's
Mercedes
okay.
is
Gotcha.
doing
gotcha.
1,000 kilowatts.
Yes.
1 megawatt,
Well, okay.
which is impressive.
Yeah.
And one
But it
1,000th.
only did it. But it okay. Let's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dave, I know what you were
Let's
about to
go
say.
back,
Take
back
it away,
to the future where we're not talking about.
Dave. What were you just about to
they
say
only
about
did it for like
the
1
time?
minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, roughly 2.5 minutes.
Two and a half
basically,
minutes.
Mercedes has a car with the infrastructure, and then also a chart. So you need the car that can handle charging this quickly. You need the cable that won't burst into flames or melt through Earth,
That's my favorite part of the whole
yeah.
thing. The cable.
It's
and
a
then you
liquid-cooled
need
cable.
the station itself. But they have gotten to a point where for 2.5 minutes they charged at a megawatt. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And we're looking at the same
It
thing.
shows where the EV industry is headed in the future. So that's kind of, all right.
With that 1
But it's
megawatt.
like a liquid cooled cable. Like
Yeah.
the cable's insane. This is not just like your normal little,
Well,
household
and
cable.
it ramped the speed up to that 1 megawatt mark. I'm literally reading someone else's article about this right now. In under 1 second. So like anybody who's plugged in
Yeah.
at a EV charging station knows that it starts and it's like 15 kilowatts,
Yeah.
25,
Yeah, you got it,
54. And then like it slowly rolls. This was basically saying, plug it in.
Instantly.
You've got 1,000 kilowatts.
that battery was conditioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Also,
Right.
that battery is probably completely inoperable now.
Well, the headline takeaway, they did a megawatt for 2.5 minutes. That was 17.3 kilowatt hours, which is the equivalent of a RAV4 PHEV.
Yeah.
So the full battery in 1 minute. So I don't know.
Well, that's a weird comparison because
That is
It's the comparison they
a
made.
pretty small battery.
So that's what I'm calling
They should
out.
make it to, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
like, I don't know, times it by 5 minutes, you can get a full charge maybe.
But the point is, they have achieved, and they're saying that they're going to commercialize this. So this is not just pie in the sky vaporware. They are planning on bringing this technology to its vehicles in the future. So this is just a cool look into where we're headed.
I guess the
for
question is,
ultra fast charging.
are they also going to be building out a network of these?
A new crop of 600 kilowatt chargers that the brand is planning to bring to North America is directly related to the prototype from this test.
And are they going to have
I'll
these
believe that when I see it.
liquid-cooled
There'll be 6 of them.
cables?
I hope.
Yeah, they will. There's an ultra fast. I don't know. There's a charging station at a Honda dealership right around the corner from our house, and it has this like crazy gnarly one-off charge point charging station with a liquid cooled cable.
Cool.
Can you take a picture?
And it charges.
So it's happening.
Yeah, it's like a Python. I mean, it's like it also sounds like the entire station is going to explode when you plug it in.
All right. So in the waning minutes of the episode, we've talked about super, super fast charging in a very cool way. We're going to talk about
slow charging.
also cool charging, but in an incredibly slow way. Porsche.
Not actually.
Well, not incredibly slow.
It seems incredibly slow. I had this same reaction because I was reading about this after reading about the Mercedes stuff.
In comparison.
It is charging at roughly the same rate that you would charge on a typical level 2 at your house. So it's, what is it, 11 kilowatt rate charging.
Yeah.
The special part for our listeners is that this is Porsche's inductive charging, or as we like to call it, wireless charging. It's basically you park over a mat in your garage instead of having to plug it in, and it just starts charging your phone. And Natalie, you were giving me a look, so I need to know.
I'm skeptical.
Was it my pronunciation?
What are you skeptical of?
No, it was not. Well, first of all, so you park over the mat. I mean, I'm thinking about how wireless charging or inductive charging works with phones.
Yeah.
And so how many times am I going to go forward and back before I finally get that little light to click on? And then is it really just going to bake my car or is it actually am I heating my garage by doing this, or am I really going to add enough charge for it to be? I mean, it's a really cool concept.
And maybe that's a fringe benefit. You don't
Maybe
you suddenly have heating in your garage.
Could be.
You know?
I think the ultimate goal is to build this into the floor too. Is I don't. It would be sort of fully integrated.
Plugging in a cable, personally.
So I've always been impressed with Porsche's ability to engineer their
anything.
EV.
True.
Anything. So if there's anyone I would trust, I would imagine that they've probably fireproof. They've checked. This is not going to burn down your lederhosen.
So in defense of the cable question, it's not hard to plug in a cable, but my iPhone, almost 100% of the charging I do is wireless.
Really?
It's so easy to plug in a cord, but I choose to do it wirelessly because if it's there, it's just boom, it's right on. And at least with the phones, you get MagSafe. I wonder if there's something like this that, so does it just drive over and does it have to then elevate up to the battery?
No.
No.
Or how's the actual mechanics of it?
This is the next gen Porsche Cayenne.
Okay.
And it lowers.
Which is electric.
Oh, the Cayenne lowers to the pad.
Itself lowers itself on.
Okay.
Okay.
So it works over a distance of 4 to 6 inches.
Okay.
So the Cayenne
it doesn't have to be
lower
touch.
itself down to, I would imagine, 5 inches above the pad.
Yeah.
So I actually do think this could have really cool applications for public charging.
Sure.
Because there, I think people are always like, oh, what if someone unplugs my car? What if this happens? You're tripping over
Which,
cables.
by the way, they can't do. They lock.
Yeah. Somebody posted on our local neighborhood group the other day that somebody did, and everyone was kind of like, how?
Well, if you have an adapter.
Yeah, okay. There it is.
The adapter is locked, but the thing you are adapting, the cord you're adapting can be unplugged. I've seen people do that.
There it is. But then also, you're tripping over the cables, our local level 2 charger. It's people plug in whichever one's available and you're stepping over everything. So this could be really nice. And
still the Wild West.
But this won't work on every, you're going to have a EV purpose built with inductive, the capability to do inductive charging. So this is not something retroactively, we can all run out with our Ioniq 5s and start doing this. But I do think the Mercedes, this is a glimpse of the future. They've also talked about, was it in Norway or Sweden, integrating charging technology like this right into the road. That's the holy grail.
That's wild.
Years.
That's like Mario Kart stuff.
As you're driving the car, it's being charged.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, somebody tell the city council of Medford, Massachusetts, if we repave the roads, maybe we could get them to charge our cars while we're at it.
Yeah, this is going to be something we'll see in socialist
the
countries.
kinetic energy of going over all those potholes. Though.
Right.
We just have to harness that.
Exactly.
That's
what
really
we need to harness. Oh boy, I do think it looks pretty cool, and frankly, the fact that there's a new Cayenne coming is also cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
I do suspect it's not like we're going to drive to REI in 5 years and suddenly all the parking spots under the solar panels are going to have these charging pads. But we could be wrong.
Dare to dream.
Like the phones, I remember when tables in Starbucks started to have those little. the lightning bolt icons that you can put your phone on the table and it would charge.
That's right.
I do feel
That felt like the future 5 years ago. Now it's like, okay,
there's like
it's a much smaller scale.
there's a band
battery.
of technology that's like it's like low high tech where it's relatively low price, and suddenly you get this explosion of third party companies that like you can buy 17,000 different wireless chargers on Amazon. I've never heard of any of the companies that make them.
It's all the same
The question is
manufacturer.
like, can something like this open up to that sort of manufacturing place, or is this going
One
to be
day,
like
yeah,
you're buying these from Porsche? That's it.
No, initially I'm sure you will buy them for Porsche, which I'm sure Porsche dealers love because it's one more accessory they can charge you for. You can finance. But yeah, no, Matt, I bet you, I don't know, put a time frame.
Yeah.
One day this will be how it is, or like I said, this will be integrated into the floor of your garage, or you won't.
Yeah.
All right, wrapping up the episode, we're sticking with Porsche. A quick hit, Matt.
Yeah.
Can you take us through what's new with Porsche 911 Turbo S?
Yeah.
And tell us why I'm going to you, because I think that's interesting too.
The Porsche 911 Turbo S is new.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what's new with it. It's new. But in terms of powertrain, kind of what makes a Turbo S the Turbo S, it's no longer a all-gas twin-turbo hypercar. Now it has a hybrid. I know. And this on its own is not actually new. I mean, it's new this year, but right now in my driveway, I love it so much. It's like this is going to be the least objective review you've ever watched. But we have a 911 GTS that has what Porsche calls the T hybrid powertrain. So that is in production in the GTS now. This is taking that T hybrid tech, adding on another turbo, I might add.
Oh.
Bumping power up to over 700 horsepower, standard all-wheel drive, and delivering it to you for the princely sum of, let me check my notes, $270,300 for the coupe,
$284,000 more than it used to be?
$300 for the cabriolet. It is very expensive.
Yeah, so this is getting into like Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren pricing territory.
Yeah.
So is Porsche pricing themselves out here? Because those just have a bit more of an exclusive feel, I think.
Yeah, what do you think,
keep
Matt?
in mind-
You're a Porsche owner for the week. What do you think?
I think so. The GTS that I have this week is, for all intents and purposes, a $200,000 car.
Yeah.
And that feels very expensive.
Yeah.
But I think for folks who know what the Turbo S is, they know that it is not. It's not your dentist's 911.
Sure.
You know, it's not a Carrera. It's not a
It's a
Carrera
livable
4.
supercar.
It is a full on. I'm going to light your hair on fire supercar.
But also super comfortable with some space. Like you and your partner can drive it anywhere on like a long road trip. You can drive it on your Medford streets without your teeth falling out. Right? Like there are very few sacrifices other than to your checkbook. I had an interesting conversation one time with the head of marketing at AMG, and he said we were talking about marketing cars at that level, right? $300,000 supercars. And he's like, for the buyers in this segment, most of them, this is not a either or proposition. These are people who have multiple cars. You're not convincing them to choose your car over another. You're just convincing them to include your car when they are buying multiple cars. So it's like, we're all poor folks here. We're buying one car at a time like a bunch of knuckleheads. It's a different calculus. So it's not comparing. It's just like, oh, this has, something that my McLaren may not. I'm going to get both.
Okay, that's an interesting
That's
take.
valuable framing.
And
for sure.
Porsche people tend to be a very dedicated group who, to your point,
Yeah.
know the difference between every
Yes.
single Porsche as well.
Well, and
This is probably not their only Porsche in the garage.
Yeah.
there's also there's something to be said just about the car's bona fides, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. This one is
Which is
14 seconds faster around the Nürburgring than the
Well, their
last
0 to
Turbo
60
S.
times are always conservative. They're like
Right,
drivers. Like
right.
this will probably go under 2 seconds for that
Yeah.
car.
That's wild.
It is
And how much you say it was? Over two?
for the
270.
cabriolet. It's
270.
284. Yeah, it's
Which is like, isn't that like 30 grand more than it used to be? Like they bumped the price by some crazy.
That's actually not a huge
it's-
number when you're in the context of 250, though, I guess.
It's a small
30.
percentage.
Yeah. It's not a huge
percentage wise. Yeah.
Well,
Must be
people in
nice,
this
Natalie.
category, they don't think about it
It really,
in
I
dollars
mean,
and cents.
I've always thought about this automaker as like, well, if you if you just want something that was done the right way, like the most well thought out, holistic approach to, as Dave put it, livable supercar. It's like they're objectively going to build the best one. Has a back seat, goes the fastest, easy to drive in all circumstances. Like Porsche is the answer if that's the way you think about things. It's almost like, Dave, you were saying it's not an either or. Porsche is like, we know it's not an either or, but if it was and you're very research oriented, we want you to end up with us.
That's a great point. Yeah. If
Very
you have
nicely
to
said.
choose one,
Thank you.
we're going to make sure it's ours.
You might see that one on social. Yeah, stay tuned.
Or it might make it into the video, huh?
That's true. Matt's working on a script. We're shooting
Monday?
it on Monday.
So
you'll see it in a couple months.
this is actually my first week with a Porsche press car. Not my first time driving one, but it's been a very long time since I drove a modern Porsche, which meant I haven't driven a modern Porsche even in the last few years. And I, sometimes I'm like, well, the Hyundai Kona, it's like, oh, it has the same tech as the Tucson, so like I can gloss over. I sat in this the other day and I was like, well, I guess I just have to drive it for 4 hours. What a shame. I got to really refamiliarize myself with the whole company.
Wow. Well, I can't wait to see it on Monday, and I can't wait to bring it to our viewers after I'm able to edit it down.
That's
It's gonna be exciting.
something I've been meaning to ask you about. Yeah.
We'll chat.
What exactly is that?
We got some time off coming up.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Hey, that is our recap of all the news that matters to North Americans, I would say.
Sure.
From the IAA Munich Auto Show. Thank you for bringing your knowledge, your experience.
Up next, Oktoberfest.
Up next is Oktoberfest.
Yeah, it's next
Jawohl.
week.
Speaking of German,
I
Jawohl.
imagine they do a good job of separating those on the calendar.
Yeah.
They're like, let's do the auto show and then let's do the beer festival.
The order is important.
Yeah,
there,
the
I
order is
think.
important.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Stick around. Check us out on social for all those clips that I referenced. And we will see you next week.
Bye, folks.